If you want your notes to go from this to this, just keep watching.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you should totally subscribe and join the family. And make sure to turn your post notifications on so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about note taking and how I take effective and decent looking notes for school. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get on with the video. So for this video, I have some notes on my phone. Ironic. I have some notes on my phone that I'm going to be going through because there is a lot to cover about note taking. And disclaimer, you do not have to do any of this. Obviously, do what helps you learn and whatever for school. But I just thought that I would help those who need a little assistance on this section of school. Starting off with the supplies, because supplies can really make or break your notes. So the first thing you're going to need is obviously a pencil because you have to have something to write with, and then paper and a notebook. I know that some people just take notes on like piece of paper, which is what I do, but in grades before I've taken notes in a notebook, like a composition notebook, and that's really helped me. But right now I just use paper. And then some of the extra stuff that you can get are midliners or any highlighters. I prefer midliners because they're a little bit lighter in color and I think that they're really pretty, and they were at Target. And another thing that you can get is Papermate pens, or really any pens. I prefer, again, Papermate just because they come in a lot of different colors, and you know, that's just what I like to use on my notes. Now you can obviously use whatever pens that you need, but something I wanted to go an emphasis on with pens is make sure you have a blue pen. It's actually scientifically proven that the color blue and ink helps you retain information more. So if you're writing your notes in blue, it will help you a lot more. So even if you don't want all the fancy colors, because I know a lot of people don't like all that stuff, but make sure you get blue. And another thing that I personally think is really important with taking notes is a big eraser. Obviously you can just use the eraser on your pencil. This is an optional thing, but in my opinion, instead of going through all those pencils, it's just easier to have a big eraser on hand. I typically carry around 2 just in case I lose one, because I always lose them. Now onto the process of how I take notes in class. So basically, while I'm in class, I take super messy notes. Well, they're messy in my opinion. I just kind of scribble stuff down, you know, and they're all in pencil. I don't try to do like super nice handwriting, just like legible, because the thing is, in class, I just go as fast as I can, just get the notes down. Don't worry about how it looks yet. Just get every note that you can down, everything that you need to know. Make sure you're writing it down. Even if you're not writing it in full sentences, paraphrase and go back. When you're redoing your notes, actually write everything. Okay, so after you get all your notes down, obviously comes the next part. You're gonna get all your pens, all your markers, and you're gonna start making it look good. So the first thing I do is I pick out what colors I want to use. Sometimes I go with like a color scheme, but most of the time it's just like different colors that I think are pretty, and I just put them outside of my pencil pouch so I have them already out. And then I start writing my notes again on a separate sheet of paper. Sometimes I will write over the words that I wrote in pencil and then erase it. That's why the big eraser comes in handy. More recently, I've just been writing it on a whole different piece of paper because when I erase it, it tends to like smear on the page and it looks weird. So I typically just write it on a whole different piece of paper with all my pens and stuff. And sometimes I go like super extra and I like square things in and like color and do a bunch of different stuff. And then sometimes I just write it in pen and then call it a day. It just depends on how much time I have. Sometimes I'll do these in my study hall block, or I'll just do it for homework. Another time I will go back and write over it or rewrite it is when the teacher's like babbling on, because I don't know about y'all, but my teachers, they'll show the thing on the PowerPoint and then they'll talk on about it. So while they're talking on, you can be rewriting your notes, so you won't have as much to do when you're at home. And that is basically my process for it. Okay, so now for tips and advice on how to do this, because I know it can be stressful. Number one, which is probably the most important, you need to find a method that works for you. This method is not gonna work for everybody. There are literally thousands of ways to take notes and everybody's gonna wanna do it different. For example, some people type their notes on their computer or their iPad. Some people use that app Notability, which is an iPad app where you can write your notes, but it's on digital. Some people have a notebook, some people use papers. There's so many different ways to take notes that this is not the way that you have to do it. This is just how I do it. My second tip is asking your teacher to repeat things if you don't get it all the way down. Like I said earlier in this video, I hate asking the teacher to like slow down or to go back to a slide, but sometimes you just have to do it. But at the same time, at least at my school, we have a website and the teachers put the PowerPoints on the website, so make sure you're checking the website. You can honestly ask your teachers if they'll email or text you the PowerPoint so that you can have it and go back and write any notes that you don't get. And also, if you ask your teacher to repeat something, nobody's gonna be mad at you, but if you don't, it's only hurting you, so you may want to do that. So that was this video on note-taking. I hope that you guys enjoyed and liked this video a lot. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below the pencil emoji. I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye!